Hello. In this latest instalment of the Glyn Library's Information Literacy video series, we're going to take a look at creating a search strategy. A search strategy is a series of questions that you ask of your research before you get started, before you type a single word into whatever search engine you happen to be using. The aim is to focus your thoughts on what exactly it is you want to find, how you're going to approach looking for it, what tools you're going to use, and what limitations you might come up against. So in this video, we're going to go through and explore each of the questions you need to answer before you start researching, the answers to which will ensure your searches are far more effective and in the long run, save you time. Our first question is about being mindful of having a stopping point for your research. This is about knowing what you want to achieve with your research, knowing what purpose the information you find will serve, and knowing how much is enough. It's also about planning and leaving yourself enough time to interrogate your information sources and transform what you find into an assignment before the deadline. Question 2 asks you to consider the chronology of the topic you're researching. Is it a relatively new phenomenon? So something like social media, and so will rely on the most up-to-date information? Or is it anchored to a particular time period, for example the Vietnam War, and so could use older information, perhaps that current to the era being discussed? You then need to consider whether your research topic is focused on any specific geographical region. So, for example, if you were looking at criminal law in the UK, it would be ineffective research to examine sources from America or elsewhere in the world, where they have very different legal systems. Something that is written into the mark schemes of most assignments is the need to demonstrate the use of a variety of information sources, i.e., the examiners don't want to see essays that are solely reliant on the internet for their information. So you need to think about what information sources are available to you for your topic and be adventurous in what you use. The obvious information sources that you should already be aware of are books, journals, and the internet. The first two of these, are solid, academic, reliable sources, and the latter is one where you can find out about pretty much anything, but does present some reliability issues, which we discussed in the Evaluating Sources video last year. So what else is there available? How about documentaries, interviews and discussions made available as films or broadcast on television and radio? With the range of streaming and catch-up services at your disposal now, there's a wealth of these materials for you to search. You might also want to explore official documents, reports put together by government agencies, charities or companies, or perhaps maps, which can be a really useful way of showing the regional differences in a dataset. And don't forget the ways in which social media can be used for academic purposes, again explored during your first year in one of our previous videos. Finally, you may also find getting out and about will turn up different info and allow you to interact with it in more direct ways. So visit museums and exhibitions relating to your topic and keep an eye out for events, festivals, talks, discussion panels that you can attend. Any useful information you discover from these sources can be written down, referenced and referred to in your assignments, so don't be shy about exploring different avenues than what you are used to. So once you've got this far, you then need to think about how you're going to interrogate those sources for the information you need. The way you'll do this is by typing keywords into search boxes, and so you need to come up with as many related keywords as you can think of. This is something discussed further in our advanced internet searching video. But as well as searching for key terms, also think about searching for key people. So consider, who are the experts in the subject area you're studying? Not only will your teachers expect you to have explored these writers and practitioners, but by looking into their research it may lead you onto similar writers and researchers who could be of use to you. Consider too what are the most productive search tools for your project. In the advanced internet searching video we discuss some of the issues with Google in this regard and offer some alternatives, but also think about those tools which are academic in nature and specific to the subject area you are studying, meaning you have already refined your searches before you've even typed a word in. And where might you find such tools? Why, of course, on the Glyn Library subject resource sites. As well as knowing what it is you want to find, be aware of what you don't want to find. Perhaps there is a term that is related to the topic you're studying, but is not relevant to your particular project. Perhaps you're looking at a specific time period or event within a larger discussion. Be aware of this and strategize how you're going to focus on what you want. Finally, consider whether there might be any constraints or limitations to your research. Will information relating to the topic you're researching have been censored in any way, or will legal barriers be in place? If the topic is very current, you may struggle to find plentiful information. Maybe if you're looking at a different country, the information might be written in a language you don't understand. Being aware of these constraints isn't to put you off studying these kinds of subjects. It's simply to prepare you so you can have solutions in place. Perhaps a translator to help with non-English documents. Demonstrating these problem-solving skills will serve you well. So there you have your search strategy. After working through each of these considerations, you should find yourself with a solid and detailed plan of how you are going to approach your research task and enable you to carry out searches which are far more effective than if you just jump straight into it. So have a go yourself, see what you find, but remember, if you need any help at any stage of your research process, don't hesitate to get in touch with us in the library to support you. Pop in and speak to us. Email us to library@barton.ac.uk or tweet us via @Glyn Library and we'll respond as soon as possible and be happy to help you out. Remember also that you can revisit any of these videos via the study skills page of the library website and scroll down to the bottom.